Hello guys, BJ back after a little bit of a break from content, being on a family holiday, having some sunshine, sea and beaches and all of that. But anyway, the Heirs of the Omen is out officially, and I've been watching all of the other creators and getting just as excited about the launch and dying to get back and bring some content. And guys, one of the decks that I have played the most so far is Crest Haven, and I'm really excited to bring this deck guide today because I really do feel that this is a tier 1 deck right now. It's very, very strong. It also is the most fun deck, I think, that I've played since starting Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. So yeah, it's a super fun. The payoff feels really, really good when it works, and when it doesn't work, you always feel like you could have done something different, and you look forward to getting on to the next game. So this is a great deck, and you know, I'm really keen to show you. So let's jump in. All right, so let's take a look at the deck list. Now, there have been various versions of the deck that I have tested, and this is one that I am particularly loving at the minute. Now, for most of the wins that I've had with this version, I actually ran 2 Divine Thunders and a single copy of Cocytus, but more recently I'm just testing out 2 Cocytus, and as crazy as that might sound initially, like I did lose some games where Cocytus was literally in the bottom 4 cards of my deck, and I would have won easily if it had come earlier. So I feel like obviously you're never playing 2 Cocytus, right? So I feel like it's the consistency that I'm really loving from having double Cocytus. Now, if you don't like that, if you just want to run a single copy, I would recommend putting a second Divine Thunder, which is a very good card in this deck. I'll explain why. Or also the Dose is the 3-drop Dose. Amulet is also very good. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a flavor if you like, but I just really love the consistency of the double Cocytus. So let's take a look at the deck. So what we're trying to do, guys, with this deck is ultimately manage our crest management, right? We want to get 5 crests in play pretty soon with Marwyn, and what that allows us to do is to automatically deal 5 damage first to the board, and if there are no enemy followers, it will do damage to face. So it puts a lot of pressure on our opponent. And what we want to do is manage that resources. So for example, if you've got a Supplicant of Riposte and you've got that crest down, you don't want to just play another one of these, right? You want to be thinking there's a countdown on that. So we want to wait till the countdown's down and then play the second. So there are 2 types of crests in this deck. There are those that have a countdown, and there are those that are permanent. Now, the permanent ones are the Grimnir. We really want to be playing this on 3 if possible. It's a really positive start if you do, and this gives us a permanent crest immediately. The other 2 permanent crests come from Marwyn. Marwyn is like the MVP of this deck. Can't play this deck without her. You need 3 copies. We really want to be playing this as soon as we can Evo. The second you can Evo, this should be your first play, ideally. There is a play order when you're going first, however, where obviously you can't Evo till turn 5. So sometimes you'll play like the Congruent of Repose, and then on 6 you'll play Marwyn and Evo, and then you'll have 2 left, so you can actually play the Torrent of Despair. So let's just come back to the other permanent crest, which is Wilbert. Now, I actually ran without Wilbert for quite a long time, but there's quite a significant difference when you have 3 permanent crests versus 2, and the biggest difference is the impact it has on Madison Benison. Now, the Madison Benison, basically, this card restores 10 defense to your leader, and then 2 turns later on the countdown, it deals 10 damage to your leader. Now, there are 2 ways. What we want to do is heal and kind of negate the drawback of dealing 10 damage to our leader, and there's 2 ways we can do that. The first way we can do it is a little bit tricky, but we can play the Temple of Repose. Again, I used to run more copies of this. You could definitely run a second copy for the Cocytus if you want, but I'm pretty happy with just a single copy at the minute. What this allows us to do is to kind of time when the Madison Benison's going to go off, and we play this, and basically what we do is we put a barrier on our leader, and that means that when the 10 damage goes off on Benison, it doesn't actually do any damage to our own leader. Now, since I've added in the Wilberts and we've got 3 permanent crests. It's much easier to get 5 crests. And so the second and probably more common strategy you're going to use with Benison is to get 5 crests down and then play the Madison Benison. And what that means is there isn't room for the crest to take place. So you simply just restore 10 defense to your leader, and there is no crest. There is no 10 damage in 2 turn doom timer on. There's nothing to worry about, right? So it's an insane cheat, if you like, and it makes this deck, it really pushes the heel over the edge on this deck. Now we got triple Serene Sanctuary. I think this is really important. I was running the 7-drop that thins out the amulets, but since I've dropped that, I think you do need 3 Serene Sanctuaries. Triple Devotee of Repose. So this is one of our countdown crests, right? It's countdown 4, and again, we don't want to be doubling them up. Quite good against like the sort of Swordcraft aggro to play early and stifle a little bit of that. But really, this is kind of like management for getting down our 5 crests, and also for ensuring that, because obviously we're not attacking, so if you are very new to this idea, what you're doing with this deck is you're often not attacking, and you're letting the damage from Marwyn kind of clear the board along with our removals. So having a Devotee of Repose means that it can make not just the Devotee itself have ward, but it can also make sure that your other cards have ward as well. Now we do run 2 copies of Gilneas, and the reason for that is twofold. If it gets to late game and you've got 10 play points, you can basically get a Sweetness of Veracity, which allows you to do 5 damage to a follower and to the enemy leader. And that then, if that say clears the board, then you've got 5 crests down, you do another 5 damage, and so suddenly you're doing 10 damage reach. Another use for Gilneas is if you are under a lot of pressure, she's a really good Super Evo target, right? Because you'll essentially get +3 for the Super Evo, +2 from the bonus here, so you'll get 5. And that can mean that you get 5 heal. So that's another really good use for her. And in a pinch, you can just use her for the 2 removal, to be honest. We run, obviously, the Supplicant of Repose, 3 copies of these. Really important that you run the full set of these countdown crests, because you will need to replace them. Now, the Divine Thunder is especially good in this deck, guys. Why? Well, first of all, because we don't want to attack, and obviously this is a way of removing a big threat, but also, really importantly, the 1 damage ping that it does to the other followers makes it easier for Marwyn's Crest to then finish off the board, right? Because that Divine Thunder has weakened all the other units, and then the Crest of Despair Manifest actually just clears up the board dead easy. So I actually ran 3 Divine Thunders at one point, and it worked pretty well, to be honest. It's a really good card in this deck. We do have 3 of the Shining Disenchantment, and at first I wasn't a fan of this card, but then I realized that actually it's pretty good, because essentially it's really easy to have 4 amulets in this deck. You really want to be using it later game anyway. And what that means is that you can basically just play this almost as a fanfare rather than a countdown, because you can just immediately trigger it, and it deals 4 damage, split between all enemies, and it restores 4. So deal 4 and restore 4. And the big thing that I was initially missing is that it can do 4 damage to face. So quite often, you got your 5 crests down, and you'll play 2 of these, and that's like 4, 8 damage, plus the 5 from the crest, and that's 13 damage from hand. Right, essentially. So it gives you some really good reach to kind of end games quickly. We do run triple Blinding Faith. This is a lovely new card for Havencraft picking up, and this actually allows us to, I almost feel like it's a cheap Selefa, right? We can kind of get that AoE in a turn earlier. It's really important against Swordcraft. And yeah, it's a bronze card. Like, we don't even need to Evo to do it. And that frees up space for the Congruent of Repose, which when you play this card, it immediately kills something, and then you automatically want to Evo it down because it puts another crest on, and it's going to draw you into your followers with 4 defense. Now, followers with 4 defense, we've got loads of them. The Devotee, the Supplicant of Repose, the Congruent itself, additional copies of Marwyn, so, and even Himika. So this is like pretty much draw your followers. Like, it's a really important engine, and I will often evo with congruent, and then once the timer's run out, I'll super evo a second one just to give us that brilliant consistent card draw going through the deck. I think that's especially important if you're only winning a single copy of Ruler of Cocytus. So we do run a single Himika. Now, this is a situational card. Funnily enough, I actually think this card is a really good card, but not in this deck. The reason for that is that it's really good at like board locking our opponent and just dealing with a board. But what it does is it doesn't destroy the units on that turn. And so the problem is a bit of counter synergy with this deck, right? Because then your crests end up doing crest damage to the board that was already frozen by Himika. So it kind of like has anti-synergy. I may end up cutting this card, but there have been just certain situations where it is really, really good. And it's quite good against like barrier boards, for example, things like that, like Amelia or William and things like that, right? So I'm keeping one in for now. I think it's a good card, but I do, like I said, I don't think this is the I think it's going to be better in other Haven decks, to be honest. Triple Vessel, absolutely key. Really great in this deck because you clear the board and that immediately allows your crest to do 5 damage to face if you've got 5 crests up, which, you know, you should always have 4 or 5 crests up by late game. And as I said, I'm running double ruler. You know, I know there'll be some of you laughing at that, but trust me, give it a try, see what you think. I am happy to say, you know, like if you think it's too much, then, you know, run a single copy, put a second Temple in, or put a second Divine Thunder, or even like the Dose 3-cost Amulet is another really good option. So that is the deck, guys. Now, what you want to be doing, as I said, is really trying to manage your crests and make sure that you're up to 4 or 5 as often as possible, and to use your Madison Benison once you have got your 5 in play. And also, don't forget as well that Marwyn's Torrent of Despair that she gives you is actually says banish a random enemy follower. So it's really, really good in the Haven mirrors, like for killing a Wilbert, for example, and not getting not getting its last words effects. And also some Haven decks like Ward to Havens are running things like Lapis and things like that. So it can be really, really good against that. And another thing to note that Himika, when she goes off, she also banishes the units that it kills. But again, you've just got to calculate that the crest damage doesn't actually kill off the unit that you're trying to banish, if that makes sense. Yeah. So other than that, let's jump into some games now and see how the deck does. Okay. I'm just going to move me out of the way slightly because I think we need to be able to see the crests.
We can change only ourselves.
So we find the Grimnir on 3. I often won't play the 2-drop. If I've got this combo, I'll often actually wait and play Grimnir just so that this card can have its attack. But doing it this way does mean that when you play the Marwyn, that you've already got 3 crests down, right? So you're immediately starting to do damage. And I find in the egg matchup that sometimes it is a bit of like not falling too behind in the grind fest. It's quite like the pressure. This card is really good, and it's a real problem for us, by the way. I think we actually go ahead and Evo. Yeah, this is quite a very rare kind of Evo, but I really wanted to just deal with that.
Starving world begs for me.
The tribulations shall continue.
Let's do this together.
Okay, so he Evo's Gillenese. So we're now up to 4 crests. So again, it will always pretty much target. So from your right to left, pretty much the damage will pretty much target that from the crest.
It's okay to feel sad.
Here comes Axia.
to sin, wake to atone.
Behold divinity.
So because we've got the Grimnir here, we're going to Super Evo this, and the Grimnir will finish off the units. Obviously, because we attacked, we don't get the benefit of our crests. You only get that if you don't attack. Obviously, we benefit from Grimnir, but that's the only one. So we are down to 6. So we're really looking for an opportunity to get that 5th crest in place, so we can play our Maddening Benison. I think we're going to go down pretty low here. So we go down to 4. And the Temple as well is a pretty bad card to mill there, to be honest. We're going to use our last Super Evo here. And this is going to ensure that we get the card draw. And that lets us play the Madison up. The Super Evo triggers the Grimnir. And so now we're looking like we're in a much, much better position. The only problem with this game, because we used that kind of Supplicant Evo early on, which I said was quite rare, it does mean that we don't have one left for Wilbert. So we're not going to get our 3rd Perma Crest in this game. Now we have got a little bit of hand management to do. When you've got the congruent repose crest up, you just need to make sure that you've obviously only got 7 cards in hand, because you're going to draw 1 from the crest and then 1 from the start of the turn, bringing you up to 9. You don't want to mill something really important, so there is a little bit of hand management to do with this deck for sure. And there's Mr. Kakaitis. And because we've got this is another thing about playing Kakaitis in this deck is really good, because we know we've got 4 automatic damage to board, so there's no pressure to Super Evo onto a small board. The crest just cleared the board nicely there. And we can just stick the Awakening down and just attack to end the game. GG. Okay. So next up we have got Dragoncraft. Very nice opening there. We just get rid of the Maddening Benison. So we can drop the Sanctuary.
Here to hear the good word.
He doesn't have a turn 1 play, so we've picked up another Sanctuary. Now, you've got to be a bit careful with this play here, because I mean it seems good, right? But you've got to think about your hand management with this deck, especially once we get our new 5-drop crest, right? That's going to draw us a follower every turn. So the problem with this is we could end up overdrawing, but. So here we're going to Evo, and this is like one of the few turns that you do attack, right? Because the crest, we've only got 2 damage, so it's not enough to clear. So you just attack there. And that's one of the things with this deck, is figuring out when to attack. There are occasions where it's correct.
Winter descends. None can escape.
The tribulations shall continue.
And we got a bit of overdraw there. So we're going to actually coin out Wilbert. And we're going to Evo and not attack, because the crest damage is enough to clear.
Happening to me.
So Neptune, no Odin. By the way, that was a good turn for, like, if he was going to Odin us there, we'd have been more than happy with that, right? We had 20 health, he had nothing else on the board. Wouldn't have been a problem at all. Okay, so the problem we've got at the minute is just hand management, so we get that under control. Start building the crests up now. I also saw an opportunity to get that 4 damage in there and put a bit of pressure on. Might have been incorrect. We might have been better playing another Marwyn and just having the board and setting up a second torrent, but I think there was a little bit of hand management there, like needing to empty our hand a little bit.
Veins of frost.
Even fate shall fall to this blade.
Okay, that's a big old board. And it looks like it's got Unholy Vessel written all over it. And that'll be, of course, then 4 damage immediately to face. As if Unholy Vessel wasn't good enough. It just got so much better in this deck because of the crest damage that follows it. That's a nice target for the Torrent. And we're going to get that Temple down. And barrier up. Now, we didn't need to barrier up there because we could have saved it for a Madison Benison combo, although we're pretty confident we're going to be able to go with the other strategy with Benison. And we've also got to worry about Odin's potentially coming down and destroying if we leave it around. This combo is insane. Like, look how much damage he's doing here. So we're all the way down to 8 health all of a sudden. So we definitely want that Torrent. It's kind of like a disguised hard removal, like keeping the Morn in hand. So we're still looking for a 5th crest. So we're going to blind faith, and part of the reason here is to dig for it, because we obviously know that the other crest costs 2. The ward crest.
Start with the basic fish stats.
You stand before me?
I think we figure we can just do the same again here. And if we find it, and this time we do, and there's the Devotee. We're down to 15 cards, right? There's 3 of them. And that's GG. Hey guys, just want to say a massive thank you to every one of you who has supported the channel so far. It makes a huge difference and I really appreciate it. I started this channel because I wanted to make the kind of things that I wanted to see as a gamer. So if you've got any suggestions, do let me know down below in the comments. And of course, if you haven't yet done so, then why not support the channel by hitting that thumbs up below or subscribing for future content. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so against Runecraft, we really want to be getting an early Cocytus.
To one dimension.
If possible. Okay, Serene's a nice pickup. Okay, what do we get off the Serene? I mean, off the... Yes, okay. Do you want to play Shining? Guess so, right? Not too nervous about his board at the minute. We might play off curve here because we kind of want to save Congruent as an Anangria answer. Okay, put some damage on. Sure. Yeah, let's engage that, I think. And I think we also engage this now.
tribulations continue.
Tear this world of yours down.
Okay, Evo Burgent should clear. Still no sign of...
Foiled again, but not for good.
The tribulations shall continue.
Praise me more.
So this feels good for Wilbert, right? Because
Salvation for me or anyone.
there's no target for Congruent. And if he is to Odin this, like we're not particularly worried.
Coming through, coming through. Wah! Yeah.
Does he William here? Probably not. Okay, coins out Q on.
Get lost.
So not early Cocytus.
Transcending time.
Get out of my face.
Get out of my face.
My burden to bear.
Just the defense of Wilbur. It's just so good. Right. So we got 7. I think this is the, we kind of need to get this guy going, right?
Must be kind.
Behold divinity.
Lady Himika. Lady Himika.
So we can do 5 damage here and save the torrent, or we could just do 2 damage and draw a card. I think I'm gonna go for the 5 damage actually. Yeah.
Coming through, coming through. Wah!
Got 2 of the permas down. Grimnir would be the 3rd. Next turn we are ideally looking to get all 5 crests down. And it really starts to put that pressure then on Rune. Because they can't just sit back and remove like this, right? Because basically they have to do Cocytus decline, right? Because if they just remove, they're taking 5 damage every time they put an empty board out, right? Okay, here comes Anangrea. Sure.
Fate howls like a tempest.
What was it? That one?
Gain true sight
Mm-hmm.
from
I think we're going to do this as well. So I want to start putting some pressure on the face.
coming through, coming through. Wah! I give up.
Looking smart for the draw. So we just need to find Cocytus now. That's the key. To the point that if we found blind in here, I might actually just play it for 8 just to draw.
To the edge of what's known. Get lost.
Okay, so second Q on.
Let's end this.
So now declimb is probably online for him. Oh, there it is. There it is. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that unholy vessel, right? Clears a board, 5 damage to face. And he just puts panic stations on our opponent. And he's just draw. I mean, we lose to Cocytus decline probably. And that's, I think, what we're looking at here. Heal, yeah. So wait, I think we've actually got lethal. Do we have to deal 5 to a random enemy follower and the leader? Oh, what I don't know here is if there isn't a follower on the board, can you not do that? Can you do that? Deal 5 damage to a random enemy follower and the enemy leader. If there aren't any followers down, I'm not sure you can play it. Oh, boy. I'm not sure how that interaction works, guys. Let me know in chat if that works. I'm just really not like, the problem is if it doesn't work, we've lost the whole turn. So I'm going to just drop Cocytus. We may have had lethal there, guys. I'm not sure how that interaction works.
Coming through.
My students shine.
And he's got the heal as well. Decline? Gotta be, right?
On to the next round.
My students shine more than gold.
Double heal. Man, it's so annoying because I'm really wondering whether we had lethal. Has he got another decline? He certainly could have. He's done a lot of spell boost this game. Final super evo comes down.
There are countless combinations.
Sure. Okay. So you do this and this.
Ruined perfectly good materials.
This starving world begs for me.
Ruined perfectly good materials.
Coming through.
Yeah, I'm really keen to know what how that interaction works, guys. Because when it's random, you're not targeting something. And is it saying like they'll do it to a random and the leader, or is it kind of like it'll only do it to the leader if there's a follower to target? I don't know how that works at all.
I walk the
Need to figure that one out.
out of my way.
Okay.
On to the next round. mass. Ready, Graham?
Right behind you, Anne.
The tribulations continue.
Hmm. I think we kind of have to kill this off.
Only to be reaped. A fate most grave. Fate howls like a
Strange old term.
Coming through! Coming through! Wah!
Well, we finally got there, guys. We finally got there. It was a strange game because maybe it was over 5 turns ago. I don't know how that interaction works, but GG just shows the deck can beat Rune.
Oh, Lord. Guide your humble soul. It's
Okay, so we're up against
enjoy your
Portal Craft.
We have much to discuss.
We'll get rid of Benison and we'll get rid of Second Congruent and I suppose Rippos, I think. Yeah, it's not a great hand, I'm not going to lie, although the Serene really helps. That really helps. I have the alternative artwork on this card, but I actually just love this. It just feels so calming to look at. Just went back to the Serene Church. So here we're going to have to just engage. Hope we find something.
For you, dear, I would give anything.
So if we play the Devotee, he is going to use Puppets to clear and do 4 damage. So I think we'll just do this.
Starving world begs for me.
Take my life.
It's not great because I like to use this in the late game. It's quite a big decision actually because we could have used it as a Super Evo target later as well. That's interesting. Maybe we should have used our health as a resource there. I'm not sure.
I'll be your mentor.
I'll be your mentor. Okay, so he goes with a different line now.
The tribulations continue.
Blinding Faith. Clear the board. And look to set the Congruent up next turn.
To the victor goes the spoil.
So the Congruent kills Fighter, and we're definitely Evo. That's one of the things about this deck as well, is that you pre-Evo. It's quite unique. There's not many decks where you do that, but you do it on Wilbert. You do it on the Congruent. Congregant of Repose, and you also do it on the Marwyn. This is also pretty good when you miss the Marwyn. The Congregant often then draws it, and now on 6 you can play Marwyn. Marwyn's really good to play on 6 because obviously it opens up the combo with the Torrent of Despair costing 2, or you can drop a Devotee as well. So here we go. So we're going to play this down. Now we've got some hand management to do here. So I think we're going to play the Devotee. Yeah, I think we're going to play the Devotee here. And that's 3 crests, so this will kill this anyway, so we can save the Torrent.
The screaming has stopped.
We are going to mill another card. I'd prefer it to not be Wilbert or Cocytus. Probably shouldn't have said anything, should I? You know what's coming now, boys. You know what's happening.
This land is both cradle and grave.
Trajectory calculated.
Why seek to fall from
Tribulations
paradise?
shall continue. My final rest.
Okay, that's fine. We got another one. We got another Congruent anyway. So we now want to play Torrent. Do we want to play Torrent?
Still your heart.
Does this just drop another Marwyn here then? It doesn't help us with this hand draw problem though, does it?
Silence will save you. You cannot run.
So we're looking for our permacrests. Heavenly Gale, Wilbert. We have found Supplicant, so that's another countdown one we can stick down, which is good. Should really, yeah, you should really be at up to sort of 4 crests at this stage of the game, like minimum. Now he could Odin this, right? I mean, it's a semi-tempting thing, but the problem is he's playing against Haven. Do you risk an Odin, right? Like, you know that there are things probably better targets for an Odin in a Haven deck, right? So he doesn't bother. Interesting. Okay. Still have the same problem. Because we don't want to play the Devotee, right? Because we want to kind of save that, which is going to be... I kind of wonder whether we will have to.
Gain true sight from slumber.
I guess we could just do this. Put the pressure damage on the face. That might be better. That whole decision was around hand management. I mean, you know, this things we can do, setting up Unholy, playing Marwyn down, but the problem with the Marwyn is he gives us a card back, and we needed to not mill an important card here.
I lost my strength and gained a heart. Let down your guard.
This might hurt.
I want to be heard. Let down your guard.
Okay. And another.
Down your guard.
Ouch. The problem we've got here is we really can't afford. And we could play a maddening. I think what we do is I think we're going to play this Unholy. And I actually think we're going to just drop another Supplicant. Just to have a I think we need the ward unit down. If we didn't want to play the Maddening there, that was the play. We could have played the Maddening. Your option we've got is we can, so next turn we can Himika and Maddening. It's another nice reason for still having one Himika in, because it is another alternative crest. This is actually going to expire next turn, so that wouldn't work. Second Orcus. Ugh.
And gained a heart. Let down your guard.
Okay. I think he might have us here.
Let down your guard.
Oh my gosh. We're down to one, guys.
It's driving me insane.
We might just be racing against our own Maddening Benison here to just try and win. I'll give you guys tall. We've got removal. We can refresh. This is expiring, but we can refresh it. So that would put us on 5. Interesting. Okay, he's got the heal.
Cradle and grave.
Young Paragon dons his mask.
Oh, the temple. Oh my god, this is huge. Okay, so we do this.
It is what it is.
We do this. We do this.
We can change only
And then we trigger this. And then we super evo this.
Behold divinity.
And now we're up to 5 crests and drawing again. And we put him down to 5.
to you.
Now he's used double Orcus. Does he have a cheap way of pinging face? I mean, if he's got a third Orcus, then fair enough, we've lost. Obviously, just too skilled if he's drawn triple Orcus in the first half of his deck.
This starving world.
Okay. I think this is gonna be
Trajectory.
Evo for heal.
Chew and swallow.
Clears the... Yeah, clears the ward.
Rest.
Uses the 5 to kill this, right? Puts down to 10. Is that the idea?
Calm. It will be over soon. Scalpel.
Lady Himika!
Excuse me.
Okay, so our Benison is protected against. Nice. 0 damage. Love it. Love it. Now, what we can do here is we can play Grimnir.
It can't be.
Do we want to just Cocytus here and Super Evo? Or do we want a Grimnir and Himika? I think we want to do this actually.
Like a tempest.
Let's be kind to each other.
The screaming has stopped.
Just wanted to get the crests up and then we can go. Another tactic you can do with Gilnelis in the late game, by the way, is you can target your own unit.
My strength.
If you've got a unit on board, you can target your own unit to give it the +2 buff. Catch them out with an actual onboard attack. Oh, we found the third Orcus. Okay. Okay.
You're awful.
Ugh.
Let down your guard. Let down your guard.
Okay. I think what we might do here is actually this.
No salvation for me or anyone.
This starving world begs for me.
Oh, what happened? What happened there? I think I just ran out of time. I think I just ran out of time, guys. Oh man, after all that, I'd be pretty annoyed if that's... Wow, that's pretty annoying.
My burden to bear.
Okay, puppet shield, interesting.
For you, dear, I would give anything.
I think we're going to super Evo this guy. Oh no, we're not. That's what caught me out last time. It was the it's quite a weird. It's quite a weird thing, isn't it? So it's the Lloyd that you can only target Lloyd, can't you? With even though you're trying to target yourself, it doesn't allow you to do it. It's kind of an interesting interaction. Quite unique. Well, at least we finally got Cocytus down. Okay. GG. Lots of different ways we could win this, but we'll go with the old-fashioned 10 damage to face. Bit of a grind. Few mistakes in there. That interaction with Lloyd is super interesting. That you can't actually buff your own guy because of it. Okay, so against Sword, Blinding Faith is very good. Do we want to keep one of these? I think we might do, actually. Oh, it's a bit ugly. Okay, glad we found that.
Don't even leave the dust behind.
Okay.
Squeeze you dry.
This starving world begs for me.
So he can Evo next turn, right? Zirconia is a real issue in this. Is a real issue, sort of early game puzzle to solve in this matchup. This is kind of interesting because he knows I can Evo next turn, so he kind of want... This is almost like got a soft ward here. Yeah, okay.
Tribulations continue.
Next turn he can Zirconia, right? So I think we Blinding Faith now, because I just don't want to leave anything up. Then again... Yeah.
My first rejection.
Help is here.
To the shores of victory.
The only trophy I need is your heart.
Must be kind. I demand a rematch.
Repent.
Once again, I think I'm actually going to sacrifice the
First rejection.
card draw here. I just feel like he's still...
Good little
Okay.
should be in bed by now.
Lady Himika. Let's be kind to each
It's a pretty good answer. Dealing with ambush is nice. This for the Himika card, for sure. One of the niches. This board's a little bit full here. Hopefully that caused a few headaches. Down comes Odin. Right. This is good. This is good.
Repent.
Mm-hmm.
Conquer calamity.
Okay.
Getting true sight from slumber.
Of course I take my job seriously.
We can change only ourselves. Give me that. It's mine. Give me more.
Don't even leave the dust behind.
Give me more.
Thirst for satiation.
Looking to push that damage through.
Those.
Everything's calling my name. My final rest.
Oh, if I don't get it
We
back.
can change only ourselves.
We lose to Albert.
Hurry up!
Help is here!
To the shores of victory!
We still haven't got the most important crest down, which is what the issue is here.
Is here!
Dream to sin, wake to atone.
Brace yourself.
Despair will be your salvation.
We can do a big heal here. Or we can use this. This actually doesn't clear though without it, right? You know what we should have done? We should have super evoed there instead of evoing. That was a misplay. Yeah. We should have super evoed because I forgot about Grimnir, right? And that would have cleared that. So now I can't actually put...
Penance will save you.
Yeah, I think that's cost me.
I demand a rematch! I demand a rematch!
Didn't put the ward on that either, so now we lose to Albert.
I shall return what's yours.
Pluie de paix.
Please de player.
Fill that which is empty.
My final rest. The tribulations shall continue.
Okay. Couple of ways we could do this, right? We could actually put the heal on.
Gain true sight from slumber.
Oh no, it was the wrong one. Oh boy.
Must be the tribulations continue. Behold
That's what you get for not checking first, guys. I got confused. The good news is we can still madden in,
Driving me insane!
and this really helps. It's a decent spot now. Yeah, I did mess up there for sure. I was thinking that that was going to put the fifth one on and we could have used Torrent to clear, but, and then we, yeah, it doesn't matter. So, oh, nice. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. That is the Crest Haven, the brand new archetype that's come from the Heirs of Omen. Third set for Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. I've got to say, guys, like I said at the beginning, I think this is one of my absolute favorite decks. If you are looking for some kind of alternative things to tweak, you can obviously drop one copy of Wilbur. Definitely, that's absolutely fine. You could drop one Ruler of Cocytus. You can run more Divine Thunders. And you can also run... let's have a look. So you can run... the 3-drop, the 2-drop, sorry, the Dark Haven Grace, and you can also run a copy of Dose of Holiness. And if you're going to put those 2 in, then I actually recommend then sticking a single copy of Rodeo in. And what this does is it helps you to thin the deck a little bit, so it's quite good, particularly if you're only running a single Ruler of Cocytus. So I think that's the big thing at the minute between, like, what is the absolute alpha version of this deck. I think it's going to sit between something like what we've got here and kind of going with the Rodeo, kind of like a few more amulets and kind of like drawing into them. Another thing you can do is if you have like a second temple, works quite well with Rodeo, is you know that your Rodeo is going to pull the temple, so you can kind of time the guaranteed barrier on your Lord. So there are a few things in alternative versions that you obviously didn't get to see there, but that's cool. So overall, guys, let me know in the comments what you think to this deck. Like I say, for me, this is one of the best decks right now. I think it's tier 1, and I think it's even if the meta does shift over the next few weeks, I can't see this deck moving below tier 2. So I think it's a really, really safe craft right now. And if you like control archetypes, then definitely give it a shot. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. Thanks for all the support, guys. Really appreciate it. Hit that like and thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel for more content, and check this one out. This one out next. All right, guys. See you later.